I love that we are doing this every morning because we were doing it every morning anyway. And I want to talk today about something that actually, I think I had a nightmare last night about it. AI photo detection technology and what that means. Like, first of all, just define it, and then I'm going to go crazy.
Of course. So if you're following the news, all the celebrities, they're filing for protection for their AI clones and all of that stuff. And this is slowly touching not only celebrities, but it's slowly getting to affect the professionals as well, right? So the biggest challenge and opportunity with AI is the fact that AI can process things in milliseconds. So I'll give you a scenario. Somebody takes my image or your image, Sarah, because you are known in the industry, and they put your image on a cryptocurrency startup that's suspicious. Let's just, crypto people don't hate us, but yes, majority of those are suspicious, whether you like it or not, right? And then they say, Sarah endorsed us. They use your picture, which is publicly available, and they put a quote in there that you didn't say. And now what AI is going to do when somebody goes to ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or Gemini, hey, is Sarah trustworthy? Should I do business with Sarah? Should I hire Sarah? Should I partner with Sarah? Should I give money to Sarah? If that crypto company that used your image did something suspicious and something happened where they got in legal trouble or they got in trouble online or anything, that's going to come back and hurt you. And you're not even aware that they used your picture. And all of a sudden you do a GPT search and you're like, what is this company? I have nothing to do with crypto.
But wait, you're giving this example because we actually found this about someone. And we literally saved their reputation. This is a smart tech person. But because this site did not link back, there was no URL, there was no link back, they didn't know it existed, we found their face. And we've found several deep fakes of friends of ours, like still detected their face.
Yeah. And this is a whole process. First, here is the thing. People are like, well, I don't care if somebody uses that. Nobody knows about that. Well, AI does, because AI knows all your images. And I'm going to show you this entire process where in my opinion, any professional, so I'm going to limit this. Anybody who makes more than $150,000 a year should have this. Anybody that's in any kind of leadership position, C-level position, must use this. The reason is because it can go back and it can affect the company, and it can affect when people are searching about the company, because the company is the leadership and the people that work for the company.
I mean, not to brag, but kind of. Duran and I will get, I don't want to say this technology drops in our lap. We've been doing this for a long time, so we get access to things. But of course, we ran searches on ourselves, on our own images. We came back 100% clean in the green. And we would do, that's like I'm going to get a shirt that says that. We've been working 23 years. That is such an awesome validation point. So I started thinking, and Duran started thinking, like, what if a B2B enterprise client or a global client's hiring a new CEO or C-suite person? If I were the comms person or the HR person, I would take their headshot before making an offer. If I was the board, I would do it and I would run this. And then I would set it up ongoing for just reputation management. Like, what else should people be doing?
Yeah. So what I'll do, and this is very, I don't know, I'm a nerd, so I love this stuff. This is very interesting every time I interact with a specific thing like this. So what we basically did is we took an API that does that provides these kinds of services, and we added our own technology on top of that, and that's essentially how we were able to create this. So what I'll do is
something good.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen now. All right, so anybody, you can do this, right? First of all, when you Google your name, right, you should get
gold standard.
Yeah, so you should get this. Like if you're not getting this, then you don't have it set up right, and you definitely should. You should get this information graph from Google. Anyway, so ideally, again, when you go to news, you should, this is all in Turkish because I'm originally from there. It seems like there are no recent news about me that Google is picking up, especially on this one. So that's okay, right? And here, basically, what you want to do. Actually, you know what? Let me try this incognito. So that could be personalized.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, there we go. So this is, what anybody else will see. And if you go to the news section, almost the same, right? Now, once you do this, you can just grab any image, make sure that there are no negatives. There is no, nothing here that's like out of the ordinary. People are not talking about you on Reddit. If they are, you have to be in that conversation. The second thing that you do is you take one of these images, and this is from our tool. But what you're able to do is you're able to basically do a reverse image search. And when you do the reverse image search, you don't have to give the name of the person. It will automatically identify the name.
Finds it all.
Yeah. Now, if it doesn't identify you as a person, you're invisible. You got to fix it. There are ways to do that. Like, you want AI to identify who you are versus who you are not. Now, look at this. It says risk score low, and we created an algorithm that checks all of this. Like, this is basically political, any kind of political affiliation, 0. Any kind of sanction, 0. Have I been arrested? Is there any illegal activity? 0. Criminal, 0. High risk industry, 0. Okay. For everybody out there. And again, I would love to share 10 of these with you, but I can't, because we're looking at like really, really legit people out there, like influencers and stuff, insane amounts of stuff that we're finding out that they're not aware of. Just to give you an idea, we looked at a very big influencer, and it turns out that she has deep fakes, and she has a bunch of images on porn sites that she doesn't even know about.
She didn't know, and we told her.
Yeah, and AI finds out. And by the way, when you Google her name and when you say, is this person trustworthy? AI says, hey, there are some things here that are not good. Like, she's on all these websites. We don't know if she has an OnlyFans or not.
And okay? She doesn't, by the way.
She doesn't. She has nothing to do with it. She's very legit. She's very professional. Anyway, long story short, it pulls all the affiliations. It knows that I'm affiliated with Young Entrepreneurs Council. Then it gives you every single place that's worth mentioning, that basically lists your pictures, and it picks other pictures, all the thumbnails and everything else, and it gives you the sources, the image URL, where that website is cited. It gives you all of that and all the connections, right? If anybody is using your name without your permission, if anybody used you as a testimonial, so it shows all of this. So this is step one. This already has a lot of value. And in my opinion, like, we started doing this for everybody that's like either a director or leadership that we're going to hire. We do a reverse image, and we've eliminated.
We'll never hire anyone without doing this. And before you get to step 2, and we're not even selling this like as a product, we're just showing this technology because there are layers of how we're using this deeper, especially from comms, strategic comms, messaging, crisis. Every client in our arsenal should add this to their mix because it does impact AI visibility. And one thing I found when I ran it personally was it had me, it gave me like my knowledge share, what AI sees about me because of this photo. It had my title wrong. It had something else. So I know that I have to go and find the sources of that misinformation or create, fix it elsewhere.
Yeah. And this is also very important because this gives you a good indication of how your image is perceived by AI, right? So that's step 1. Then after we do that, we actually go to Zavi, which is our favorite tool. And in Zavi, you have this functionality where you can run a reputation analysis for your brand, but you can run it for an individual as well. So the whole step is you basically put, again, your name, last name is the project, the full name of the person. What are some keywords? Let's say he's a CEO. You got to put the LinkedIn URL. But even if you don't do it, it will still find it, right? You add some tags. Then you continue, and you want to look at focus areas. So anybody, for example, that's in the crypto industry should put crypto here because it's an industry that has a negative connotation.
Yes, you're going to get flagged as negative. That is such a big call.
The moment you're in anything crypto, you're flagged as negative by AI.
Or anything highly regulated.
Highly regulated, finance, investments, mergers and acquisitions, VC, private equity. This is pretty insane. Then it's going to create a knowledge base out of that. So we send our AI agents and they create this knowledge base. It literally finds everywhere that I'm associated with. And there are some, if there are any disconnects here, you might want to basically look at all of this. It's looking all of this, well-respected, blah, blah, blah. Then we go to prompt generation. Then it's going to create these prompts, okay? Are there any scandals or controversies around Duran-Insi? What do people in Miami tech scene think about Duran? So it creates these 100 prompts. You can create 500. You can create 1,000. Depends on how deep you want to go, right? And it looks at it pulls the personas. Who is looking at this and why are they looking at this? What is their intent and what is their persona? And this is great for PR as well, Sarah, because before you go pitch to journalists, I can change every single one of these persona to journalists. So we know what journalists are looking for, searching for, no?
Yeah, and it's not just, like, there's so many layers to this. Like, what we're talking about right now is proactive recon. But what if you're in the midst of an actual crisis and you have to correct things and you need to, and by the way, you and I know that we can impact that in real time, but monitoring for that in real time. So you find the image and photos, you have all the locations, then you run this and you know how to correct mis or disinformation or perhaps, feed narratives that you need right to your audience.
Or maybe you changed categories. Maybe you don't want to be known as the crypto guy. Maybe you want to be known as the mergers and acquisitions guy. Like, I don't want to be known as the SEO guy. I've done SEO for decades. I want to be known as a technology guy, as an AI guy, as a high-level marketing guy. And for whatever reason, because of all the blog posts that we wrote, AI thinks I'm an SEO guy. I'm not an SEO guy. Right? So you want to fine tune. This is not only about addressing the negative reputation. It's also about, like, is it fun? Are you the person that you would want to be online?
I love that. It is your identity and how you can update, correct, add to it. That's a whole nother layer. I also love, we were talking about this for law firms and HR people. If you're a private investigator, a law firm, like, why would you not be running this for every single client? This is like intel that is so valuable. It's a whole nother layer.
Yeah, and this is the first time I'm running this for myself. So we're going to find out together how suspicious I am. This is the keyword prompt version of it. It already says you have a 2% mixed sentiment. You have neutral. So let's find it. Negative drivers, heavy reliance on self-promotional content without strong independent validation, reports of communication gaps and unmet client expectations surface, limited visibility beyond niche, agency, commerce circles, inconsistent review patterns suggest variable client experiences. And what it's doing literally, I've been in business for 20 years. There are some negative reviews about Optimum 7. There are some unhappy clients. But even if that's 1%, it's going to find it. And you have to fix it, right? And if you go through this, this is what AI thinks based on, and there's a reason why we're asking, there are no scandals about me. There's a reason we're asking these tough questions. We're not trying to make you look bad or make me look bad. It's like, what is the worst we can find?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that becomes the baseline. Right? And if you go to Google, and this is something that everybody should do, if you put Duran-Insi scam, for example, like, this is the worst thing that can happen, right? It's a video I did, video course sellers are scammers, video I did, going to college is a scam. Like, there is nothing about me, but it's so easy to create this. Somebody basically goes to Reddit and says, Duran-Insi is a scam. He lied in this video, and it's over. That's how easy it is to destroy somebody's reputation. If you do a video that people don't like, if you share an opinion that people don't like, that's going to affect your AI reputation. What do you think about that, Sarah, from a PR visibility standpoint?
I was just reading research yesterday about still the impact of Reddit and other online community groups. This is not new. SEO has known this forever. PR has known this forever. One negative review like that can destroy everything. So even if you find the information, right? How about this? A negative photo that you don't know exists is just as powerful as a negative Reddit review. But then how do we actually work on fixing that? That is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. So look at this. Positive, 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 negative. Okay, I want to find this. This is really, really good. Look at this. All right. Now, majority of us maybe are business owners. You don't control what other people say. Cloud is fine. GPT is fine. Gemini says to this question, what's Dronnings's reputation for treating employees fairly? Okay. Based on the public records, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So here is very important. Particularly through his role as the founder and chairman of ICDA. I have nothing to do with ICDAS. What the hell is that? Where did it come from? This is what we're like. We have to control this. This is my point. So now I gotta go research. What the hell is what is this? What is this? And how is it related to me? Is somebody using my image? Is something going on? Nothing. So why is Gemini thinking that I have something to do with international carriage detection and assessment? Is that it?
Yeah, but that's insane.
Anyway, so in summary, poor working conditions, non-payment of wages, threats and intimidation. I'm not a part of this.
Okay, so let's talk through this. Like, for real, how would we correct this, Dron? If
Okay.
this was...
I know what it is. It's somebody that has the same name and last name as me. It says Istanbul Canal Project. Do you see this?
Yeah.
So now I gotta go and I have to feed this information to AI so that it knows that I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Crazy project. So there is something here that it's associating me. I have to find out how it's making that relationship.
But if it was big enough, we could impact that. And we know the exact flow to...
I'm still going to fix it. I don't want this popping up. Like, I don't want people saying, yeah, and you know, Google is not anymore. People are having so many conversations with different AI models, so this has to be monitored. Anyway, so this gives you a good indication, like negative. That's the only negative I have, and that's probably why it gave me such a low reputation score, is because it thinks that I mistreated my employees and I didn't pay them. Like, it's a serious allegation. Now I got to go assign this to the team, and I have to get it fixed. I have to find the core. We have a whole process for this. I have to write the right type of content. I have to do maybe some owned content, maybe a Gen AI notice, and I have to change that perspective. And I want to write that content specific to Gemini.
And it would matter, because what if you were selling Optimum 7 tomorrow, right? And somebody's doing their due diligence and they're doing all their research, and that
raising money.
Yes.
Doing any kind of mergers, partnership. Nobody wants to be associated with a guy that mistreats employees and doesn't pay wages.
And how many people go a step deeper? If they just got that and saw your name, you're Turkish, right? I'd be like, okay, that's legit. That's real.
Yeah.
Without context.
And I have nothing to do with the Istanbul Canal Project.
No.
Like I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have lived in US for the past 26 years. I don't even live over there.
Right. The other thing I was going to say about the image detection, because this is the thing I was shocked about. I'm of a certain age now. I've been doing this a long time. My hair color is completely different because it's changing colors and I'm trying to hide the changing colors. It found pictures of me from 15, 20 years ago, before kids, when I had black hair, even bigger glasses, bangs. I mean, everything. This technology was insane.
Yeah, it will find it literally finds pictures from 20 years ago. I've done some searches where it finds out some party that somebody attended 15 years ago. They didn't even know that they had pictures with this guy. That's another thing. If you are famous, semi-famous, you know, like, it's going to pull up if you have pictures with Epstein.
I was just going to say that.
It's going to pull up if you have pictures with P. Diddy. It's going to pull all that up. And it's going to make a relationship. And like, I just found out about this. I had no idea what the Istanbul Canal is. And my name was associated with it. You're going to find some stuff. But unfortunately, we have to monitor this. You have to monitor this. Fortunately, there are some technologies that are available that you can use.
I mean, this is what we're doing on 6MOA. We are getting stuff. We're leveraging it. And what we just showed you on the back end, how we work, we'll take that, we bake it into service lines. We'll build new products around it. We'll make sure we start to introduce it to the market. But guess what? We're 6 months out, because that's what we do. I'm already excited. I get excited for every morning show because I already know a little bit of what's coming tomorrow. I think that's it today. Jaron, anything else?
That's it. I think that's enough. Definitely start looking at these searches. Start looking at some of this. Do not share your images anywhere. No dating sites. If you're a professional, be very, very cautious where you upload your picture to.
And I think we've seen enough examples of that in mainstream media. People's spouses being caught doing things like, come on.
Just be smart, right? It's easy.
Smart. Just don't be dumb. That's my next shirt. Just don't be dumb. All right,
Absolutely.
guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow.